Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to Craft Day. Excuse me. Today we're going to be working with ribbon. We're going to be making 3 bows, 2 that will go on my baker's rack and 1 that will go on a rabbit. What I'm going to do is just add a little Easter whimsy to the baker's rack and also to the coffee tables and lanterns and so on. As I mentioned once before, when I do my baker's rack, I keep it the same all year round except when I do the Christmas decorating. But I add pieces to it to depict different seasons. So we're going to add some Easter whimsy. We're going to make some bows and do some decorating. So hang in there. I'm going to take you out to the kitchen table and we'll get busy making some bows. Make sure that you have hit that subscribe button and the bell down below. And give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, tell me if you've got any of your Easter decorations up yet. It's a little early, but when you do YouTube videos, you have to be a season ahead of time so other people have a chance to make what you're making if that's what they want to do. So I'll see you in just a minute and we'll get busy making bows. Okay, let's just start with Mr. Rabbit here. Now, Mr. Rabbit and I have a love-hate relationship. About the first week in January, I tripped coming in from the lanai into the living room. It's like one step through a sliding glass door, and I fell. And I fell towards one of the side tables. Mr. Rabbit was sitting on the floor underneath the side table, and I fell right on Mr. Rabbit. And I broke his ear. But in retaliation, when I fell on Mr. Rabbit and broke his ear, he cracked my rib. So anyway, he wasn't too happy, and I wasn't either. And at my age, it takes a long time for those things to get better. But anyway, at this point in time, it's all forgotten, and we need to move forward. Well, it's not all forgotten, it still hurts. But anyway, and so I'm going to make a little bow for Mr. Rabbit. I guess it's going to be Miss Rabbit. And let's see if I think that's probably enough. I'm just cutting a length of this ribbon, celebrate it, and I'm going to just kind of go around my hand. I'm going to spread my fingers out just a little so that it's a little wider, okay? And I'm just going to go around. And now you can do this with, a piece of cardboard. Or something like that. I think that's probably about enough. Okay, I'll cut that off. Now I just take my fingers out, and I have this little loop-de-loop of ribbon. Now I'm going to take my scissors and just cut in the middle, holding these together. Cut a slit in the middle, but not all the way through. Just a little ways, okay? I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to do the same thing again. So now I have this other piece of ribbon here, and I'm just going to tie that right through those 2 slits I just made. Let me bring you down on the table, you can see it. I'm going to sit the rabbit on the coffee table in a wreath that we made last year, I think, or the year before. I'm not sure if I used the carrot wreath or the Easter egg wreath. Probably the carrot wreath. I'll show you at the end. And so I've just tied this together by that slit. And I'll make a double knot, make sure it stays. Well, I used to know how to tie a knot. I have too much ribbon here. Okay. This is probably the first bow I ever learned how to make, and it's what we put on packages. But we used paper ribbon, and this would have been curling ribbon. I'm just going to go back and forth inside, from the inside out. I've got another extra one here. Here we are. This one goes this direction. And I think this is 2. There we go. Then do the other end. One goes in one way, one goes the other way. These are kind of stuck together. Pretty ribbon with the sparkles on it. And there you have a really pretty bow. And this is a bow for people who can't tie bows. So let's see. There you go. Miss Rabbit is all decorated up for Easter. And that was super simple. Okay, so now we're going to make 2 stacked bows. This is this is how she could break my rib or crack my rib. This is concrete. It's heavy. I'm going to make 2 stacked bows to put on the corners of my baker's rack. And I'm going to start with, let's see, I haven't got too much of the narrow ribbons. In fact, they may be 2 different middles. But let's start with these Easter eggs. And the way you want to start it is you want to take your loop and you're going to make a loop, and I'm going to say, I'm going to make about a 3-inch loop. Okay? So the 3 inches is about to here. So I'm going to pinch it. But I didn't want to do it that way. I wanted to do it this way. No, that's, wait, hold on. Hold on. Yeah, this way. 3 inches right here. Then I'm going to take this and I'm going to come up the back so I don't have to twist it. And do another 3 inches. Okay? I'm going to come down from the front Another 3 inches. And up the back, another 3 inches. And see, I didn't have to twist any of that. And now I'm just going to cut that off. Now you can do this on a bow maker, or you can do it in your hand. All right, now I think I will take this Easter egg one, is kind of pretty. And the Easter egg one, we're going to make a 4-inch loop. And we're going to put this right behind this one. Okay? Okay. I'm coming up. And going down. And it's very difficult to do this with the ribbon on the bolt, because it wants to twist. And I'm going up. It needs to be a little bit bigger. I'm going to cut it off. And the last one, I'm going to use this pink and white. And we're going to make a 5-inch loop. In the back, down in the front, and up in the back. And I'm going to cut it off. All right, now we have a handful of ribbons. Under my thumb, and around the back. Sorry, I'm sure you can't. Oh, you can see. Good. Okay. And basically, you have these ribbons stacked on top of each other. I like to spread them out a little. I think you get a little bit more real estate. Isn't that a cute little ribbon? Now, only one thing wrong. We don't have any tails. So I'm going to take the two and a half. No, well, yes, I guess I will. But I'm not going to make them too long because I want to make sure I have enough ribbon for the other side. And then this one can be a little bit longer. I'm not going to use the smaller one for the simple reason that I don't think I would have enough to make the bow and the tails. Just dovetailing the ends of it here. Just going to pinch them together. Give them a little shape like so. And I'm going to use another zip tie. And we're going to go around the bow. Now I could have put it on before I did the first zip tie, but sometimes when you're trying to hold a whole handful of ribbons, it's kind of hard to get that tail situated so that it's inside the zip tie. And I didn't bring up my wire cutters, so you didn't see me using my good scissors to cut those, did you? Here we go. Isn't that cute? And very little twisting. And I just will take a little piece of floral wire and tie it onto the end of the baker's rack up on the corner. All right, so let's make another one, and I'm going to show you a little trick. We're going to start with this one again in a 3-inch loop. I'm coming up the other side in a 3-inch loop. Coming down from the top. Coming down from the top in a 3-inch loop. Coming up from the bottom. In a 3-inch loop. And I'm going to cut it off. Now if you have trouble holding onto these ribbons, you can take a clip. Use one of these Dollar Tree clips, or you can use a clothespin or chip clip or whatever. And just clip this like that, okay? And now your hand's empty, and we can go on to the next one, which was this one. A 4-inch loop. up from the bottom with another 4-inch loop. Down from the top, and I'm going to cut this four-inch loop. And up from the bottom with a 4-inch loop. Now this is a little more difficult because it's wider ribbon, but I'm going to take another clip and just clip that one. So now I have this one, and this one will go on top of that one. And now we're going to do just this last one. A 5-inch loop. Come up with a 5-inch loop. Go over, 5-inch loop. Come up. With a 5-inch loop. Okay, now I have this one in my hand. I'm going to take this one and put it on top. And I'm going to take this one and put it on top. And we've got them all in the hand again. Zip tie. Under my thumb. And around the back. Now you can do the same thing on a bow maker, starting with the widest one on the bottom, but not everybody has a bow maker or has access to getting a bow maker, actually. Isn't it pretty? Isn't that a pretty bow? Now I'm going to take I'll use the same two I used for the other. And the eggs. My Easter eggs. What did I do with them? There. I'm just giving them a little bit of shape here so they'll hang in the right direction. You just have to twist these down. They're not going anywhere. They got a zip tie holding them. So you don't need to have a bow maker, even if you can't hold all of the ribbons. You can just use some clothespins and just hold each one separately and then stack them on top of each other when you're ready to put the zip tie on. There you go. Such pretty, pretty ribbons. Easter colors are so pretty anyway. Now, I didn't dovetail these, so I will do that. Now you saw it when we did my baker's rack for spring. So really, I'm not changing things out. Like I said when I showed you that, I usually add just a little bit of whimsy or some kind of theme to help with whatever season it is. So this is one of the things I will put on for Easter. And let's just bring all of our friends back in. There you go. Not that pretty. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Okay, give me a minute. I'm going to go put them where they're going to go, and I'll show you what it looks like. Back in a bit. Okay, here we are in the family room, and we have a little bit of spring on the coffee table. And then when you go up to the baker's rack, you'll see a little whimsy of Easter, just interspersed with the things that are already on the rack. That's how I normally do it. The lighthouses stay there all the time, and we just put little pieces in that kind of show what season we're in. And if we just kind of move in a little bit, you can see our bows. The carrot wreath we made last year. And I think we made this one last year too with the Easter eggs. And the sign says Happy Easter. I do have another sign that I made that says follow the rabbit, he's got the chocolate, but I haven't found it yet. And I just put a few little Easter eggs around the bottom and a little Easter bunny hut. So it's just enough to let you know that it is Easter. And one more thing in here, and then I'll take you in the living room. Here is my lantern in the family room with a pretty bow with lilies on it we made last year. And our little ball of flowers. And a little rabbit. The rabbit was made on the Cricut. Okay, let's go see what we did with our rabbit in the living room. Okay, here we are in the living room with Mr. Rabbit. And Mr. Rabbit, and Chelsea's going to join us. Mr. Rabbit is sitting in the middle of Miss Rabbit. We have to put a big bow on her. Sitting in the middle of a wreath that we made from Dollar Tree mesh. A few Easter eggs, just a little nod to Easter. And of course you can't have Easter without jelly beans. Think we have enough? So there you go. That's what we did with our bows. And how we put a little bit of Easter out. And that'll stay up now till mid-April. And after mid-April, we'll have to start looking at patriotic themes. So that's all I have for you today. I hope you have a great rest of the day. I'll see you again Sunday. We'll be cooking. I think we're going to make a dessert this Sunday. Get your sweet tooth ready. Until then, everybody have a great day. Play by the rules. And everybody play nice now. Love ya. Bye-bye.